All right, man. So Boston and Miami, Eastern Conference Finals prediction. I got the Celtics in 7 games. Like I said, man. Like I said on Sunday, Jason Tatum played the greatest game of his life. The greatest game of his life. And maybe you have more great performances in his career, but I think this is the defining game of his career, bro. To close out, and I know they was at home, so the significance of it don't it doesn't diminish. But I mean, we seen great like Celtic performances at home, and so it probably would have made a little bit more of an impact if it was on the road. But listen, 50 points is 50 points. You know what I'm saying? Jason Tatum hit them boys with you know what I'm saying, a 50 piece, no biscuit, no drink. You know what I'm saying? They just choked them out till the very end. You know what I'm saying? But Jason Tatum, bro, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, like I said, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown want to prove that the law firm, as they affectionately get called by the fans and by the media sometimes, the law firm of Tatum and Brown, they want to prove that they can win a championship together, bro. And you got dudes on Miami that want to win chips. Obviously Udonis has him the old head. He want to get you know, a, I guess you could say a courtesy ring, or a courtesy trip to the finals. Um, at the end of his career, you know what I'm saying. Say he got at least 4 because he won the 3 with D Wade, and then obviously the other two came with LeBron the boss with Wade, but he's still part of the team, right? But obviously Udonis hasn't want to get one. Tyler Hero, I think they say he'll be back, assuming that Miami does make the finals. That was in round 1 when he got hurt against Milwaukee, which a lot of people forget. In the midst of them winning that series, they lost Tyler Hero. The people was talking about Giannis and his injury and all this stuff, and Chris Middleton not looking the same. Miami lost arguably they second or third best player, depending on how you look at Bam Adebayo and how he can play sometimes on and off. We talk about AD and sometimes his inconsistency and stuff, but Bam Adebayo just as talented as Anthony Davis. Maybe not, skill wise, like the jump shot not all the way there and all this and all that stuff. He got a nice little mid range free throw line jumper, and you know Bam versatile and all that stuff, but he a little inconsistent too. Jimmy gonna do what he do. Kyle Lowry gonna be scrappy on defense. Um, so is Marcus Smart for the Celtics. So is Jaylen Brown. Jason got better as a defender, which I didn't see coming. I thought he was gonna be a supreme like offensive threat coming out of Duke. And a lot of people say, oh, he was raw, and I'm like, no, he really wasn't though. He just wasn't as polished as he is now. Like, he had to grow his game a little bit more, but he wasn't raw. Like, he wasn't like the other dudes that came out of that draft with him. But yeah, man, he the one, bro. But so is Jimmy. Like I said, man, this series gonna go 7. This series gonna go 7 just off the fact that neither one of them dudes is gonna want to lose. Somebody gotta lose, and if I think um the one person who I think is gonna lose is Jimmy, because I think even when Jimmy get hot and he matched Jason Tatum for jump shot, I think Jason Tatum can make more than I think Jimmy can. Now, when it come down to the other guys, I think Miami got a lot better shooting. I think Max Strus and Gabe Vincent been doing their thing all playoffs. Even Duncan Robinson showed up, and he was in the doghouse for a long time. Kevin Love pretty much got a resurgence to his career because last year when Cleveland was good last year, probably not as good as they was this year with Mitchell, but even when Cleveland was good last year, he never got a chance to get back to this level. He didn't get a chance to experience a playoff run again in Cleveland. Like, they did it without him this year because they traded him away early before they got a chance to make the playoffs with him. So he didn't get a chance to experience this with Cleveland. Now we got a chance to go back to the finals, and play a team that he's familiar with. Like I said, with all the years in Cleveland, with LeBron, and get a chance to go against LeBron in the championship. So that's his story. Kyle Lowry trying to get back to another one, probably cement his spot in the Hall of Fame if he get another championship, because he been key defensively this whole series. Maybe not offensively as much, but defensively he been clutch this whole entire series against the Knicks. So it's a lot on the line for him. It's a lot on the line for Jimmy. It's a lot on the line for everybody in this playoffs, bro. Al Horford getting his first taste of, the finals last year, and falling short by 2 games. Marcus Smart is, as long as he been long as he been a Celtic. He been a Celtic even longer than Al Horford. A lot of people forget, bro. Marcus Smart got drafted the same year Joel Embiid got drafted, bro. It's been almost 10 years for this dude. Like it's been almost 10 years for this dude in Boston. Al Horford didn't come over to Boston until the summer of 2016, 2017, because remember back in 2015 he was in Atlanta. That was the 2015 Hawks. That was the 60-win Hawk team that Al Horford was a part of. He didn't get to Boston until a year or two later. So Marcus Smart is the elder statesman. I guess you can say, well, at least the longest tenured in terms of how long he been in Boston. Even if you count when Al left and then came back, and then he spent last year with them after getting bought out by OKC, and then this year, and then possibly next year if he don't, if he want to make another run at it. But Marcus been in Boston for over a decade, bro. It's a lot on the line for these dudes. Like I said, Jason Tatum want to make up for what happened to him last year against Golden State. He want to prove that not only for him individually, validate himself as a superstar and as a champion, as a future league MVP, possibly. He wanna validate his self and what people think about him, and make sure that he proved everybody right. Number 2, like I said, he wanted to prove that him and Jalen can win together as a tandem. Al Horford want to finish his career with a championship. It's like I said, as long as Marcus Smart been there, he been to a bunch of Eastern Conference Finals. He won a championship. Right? Brad Stevens won a championship upstairs. Danny Ainge might won another one. As long as Brad Stevens was coaching, he never got them to the championship. It wasn't until he stepped down and went to the front office, which I said at the time, was the better move because I think Brad Stevens might be a better player personnel guy than he is a head coach, and he a hell of a head coach. But he might be a better chess player than he is a checker player, right? I say all them dudes upstairs want one. Brad Stevens, Danny Ainge. You know, all the dudes on the court want one. The fans want one. The fans ain't had a championship since 2008. As much as KG and Paul Pierce and them milked that damn championship, they starving for one at this point. They tired of hearing about 2008. They might even be tired of hearing about 2010 when they lost, because that was, up until last year, that was the last time they had been to a final. I said, then you look at Miami. Miami, up until 2020, they hadn't been to a championship, to a final in 7 years up to that point. Now it's about to be 10 years since they won their last championship in 2013. Since, like I said, since the LeBron days. They want to capture their first championship in a decade. I said Jimmy want to, same way Jason want to solidify his legacy as a top player and validate everything everybody talking about him in terms of like his offensive ability. That's what Jimmy want to do. Like I said, Kyle Lowry got championship aspirations. He won number 2. Kevin Love won number 2. Haslam won number 4. Eric Spoelstra won another championship. He calling the best coach in basketball, bro. The best coaches in basketball, bro, they find ways to win and find ways to get back to the finals and find ways to win championships, right? You know, what he did in 2020 was impressive. The same way Frank Vogel did in 2020 was impressive, right? When he got the Lakers their first championship in a decade, right? But outside of that, bro, like, Spo been coming up a little short. And it's not his fault. I don't think he got like that supreme talent around Jimmy that he probably deserved. But even with that, he getting the best out of the other guys, like the non-starter guys that you would look at and be like, oh, okay, yeah, they supposed to get it done, right? And they all supposed to get it done, but you don't really expect a Gabe Vincent, you know what I'm saying, or a Max Strus, and all these undrafted dudes like Caleb Martin, right, to get it done and to be as valuable as they are for a squad like the Miami Heat. But what it's going to come down to is shot making, bro, between these two stars right here. Number 0 and number 22. It's going to come down to those guys. Because I think the other guys going to produce enough to where it's going to keep it close, because they both going to do enough to keep it close, and they going to play defense. So from both sides of the ball, it's going to be a heavyweight fight. But when it come down to it, that last 3 to 5 minutes of the game, when you just want to put the ball in your other guy, in your guy hand, in your man hand, and say, go get it, which one of those dudes is going to step up? And I think my answer is Jason Tatum. I just think that he a little salty about what happened last year, bro. And one thing I know about superstars, when they get mad, bro, they play better. I used to see that a lot with like dudes like obviously Kobe, and I used to see that with dudes like, you know, Paul Pierce, and I used to see it with dudes like, you know, T-Mac and Vince Carter. When they got mad, bro, it wasn't no stopping them. When they got mad and they felt like you was playing with them and you was testing their gangster and you was pissing them off a little bit, Yeah, they wouldn't have it. So I think Jason Tatum gonna have a little bit more fire in his belly than Jimmy, and that's not to take nothing away from Jimmy. I just think the experience that Jason Tatum had last year, bro, left him with a sour taste in his mouth, bro. He trying to wash it out, and he can't right now because he ain't got back to that mountaintop, and he ain't won yet. And I'm gonna get to the finals. I'm gonna get to the finals, assuming that what I think is going to happen happens, and we get the Boston LA matchup, like I predicted in my first video, because I got the Lakers winning against Denver. But if we get the all time matchup, and we get the chase for banner 18, then we gonna see who really gonna you know be the ultimate survivor, survivor of the fittest. But anyway, man, that's just my thoughts on it, man. Um, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happened tonight, and we'll see what happened on Wednesday night when Boston and Miami play. But anyway, man, I'm out.